Hi, this is Captain Grizz of Northlink Learning Center. And first of all, I hate to do this, but we have to start off with an apology. On the last tutorial that we did, I didn't realize that I had overran my time limit, so the end of it had to be chopped off. About, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. So let me start off with what I should have told you the last time. You know, if you have any questions or comments, please leave me a PM. Or you can drop a post into the video tutorials forum on our website. Secondly, if you have any specific tutorials that you would like Northlink to do, then let us know that as well. We really want our pilots to have the best experience possible, and secondly, to get you all the information that you need for training. Okay? That's where we're at. Now, we're sitting, let me just do a little quick recap. We're sitting back in Seattle. We're getting ready to take off. We're going to do a keystroke by keystroke flight from Seattle to Spokane. And so far we've actually got the route programmed into our CDU. And we've already been through the configuration page, setting up and doing the what you want to call a safe flight procedure. Now we've been up and running. We've got our programmed in. We've got our route programmed in on the CDU. So now, the next step for us here at Northlink is we want to bring up VAFS and go ahead and get it started. Remember, always program your VAFS5 before you start your aircraft, because that's what keys it. All right. So let's go see if we can bring that up. We'll bring up VAFS. There we go. Now this is going to be kind of a short tutorial because we just want to get things moving and going. So this is what the plug-in screen looks like, and we'll go ahead and log in. Now when you log in to VAFS5, one of the things I want to caution you about, number one, is when you first load it, go into VAFS options. And on VAFS options you can see several things. Everything on the top section here under the options is programmed by management. All right, so the only thing that's on in there is pilots must stay below 250 indicated airspeed under 10,000 feet. That's number one. Number two, my suggestion would be that if you look down here at the very bottom, it says save VAFS flights every 5 minutes. My suggestion is do not do that. We've had all kinds of problems of saving flights through VAFS, and then you start back up, and the first thing it says on the startup screen that you have a saved flight. Do you want to start with that? When you answer yes, all kinds of weird things can happen. So my suggestion is just go ahead and turn off VAFS flights every 5 minutes. Plus the guys with the marginal computers, that's going to cause a big lag in there too. So all right. Secondly, make sure that you have run the database creation, make runways with and from VAFS, because then that makes sure that you get everything clued in as far as your air rack and all the information necessary, so that you don't look like you're landing in the middle of a field somewhere when in essence you're actually following the database that was there. Okay. Next stop, make sure you save the options as you choose them. I like to have VAFS sounds on and the display messages on. You'll get a message up here in the corner when you land telling you exactly what your touchdown vertical speed is. That gives you an idea where you're at. If you hit and you're over 1,000, you know you're going to get banged big time. So we'll explain that when we get into the flight too, when we land at Spokane. Okay, we're going to start a new flight. When we go in here and we start a new flight, we need to actually filter what aircraft we're going to be using. So that's the way I do it anyway. It's the easiest way, since you know you're not going to be flying anything else. So the aircraft that you're going to bring along is a 737-800, or affectionately known at Northlink and VAFS as the 738. Okay, so let's put in 738 and then hit filter. And what it supposedly will do is will bring up all the flights based on that 738, no matter where we're doing, where we're going. Okay, but we want to go through and we want to find, what we want to find is, and we'll scroll down the side here, we want to find KSEA to KGEG. There it is. NL55 is the flight number. KSEA to KGEG, 223 miles. It'll only take about 24 minutes, although our tutorials are taking a lot longer because we're taking the time to show you each and every keystroke and where we're going and how we're doing it, okay? So we'll just pick that flight. Now, here's an important part. When you pick the flight, it's going to come up and it's going to give you the information necessary. Well, two things that really count here in most is what is the maximum payload is 42,505. The current payload weight is 32,560. Now, where this becomes important, let's continue to the next screen. And the next screen then brings up the cargo screen. Now, being that I am the Chief Operating Officer of Maintenance and Finance here at Northlink, this little screen is near and dear to my heart, because you could just go ahead and select and go. But select some cargo, put some cargo in there. You can bypass it and take zero cargo, but that's not so good. We know that we got 32,560 from 42,550, so we're looking in, and then ended up, what, 10,000 pounds or so? Let's go up here and see what we get. If it's over, now you see right there, it comes up red. Can't take that guy. All right, so we've got to be under 10,000. Sometimes the only thing you can do to get your cargo in there is just pick all the lesser ones. That's about all you can do. I'll go there. Okay, let's do frozen fish. We've got fresh potatoes, which works for me. We can take a second load of frozen fish, I guess. We can do that. So we're setting at 38,122. And given the fact that this is the cargo that we get, yep, that's what we got. Now, bear in mind, there's one thing that's important here. Look here. We've got camels. And we've got 1,590 pounds of camels, and it is a fragile load. We also have transplant organs, but we can't take those. I like to take all of the hazmat and the fragile that I can, because number one, it pays a lot more money. Okay. All right. So once we do that, we select our cargo and then go to pre-flight. Once we go to pre-flight, we can do a little quickie check here. Now look here. Here's something that's important. Okay, you're now carrying hazardous or very fragile cargo. You must keep your bank angle below 31 degrees. I'm going to show you how to do that if I can remember when we go back to the MDS. You must keep your pitch below 20 degrees. Okay, and you must have a landing rate under 300 feet per minute. All right. So if any of these items are violated, your cargo will be severely damaged. You won't be dinged as a pilot, but you will lose money on your cargo. So that's something to think about, okay? So once you say okay, then that's what you got. Over here, it says here, we're ready to fly. Aircraft position at the airport, yes. Okay. Well, we can actually just start this flight. But a little quickie is, let's go up here. And let's see what's happening over in Spokane at the very moment, or at least when the last one was, which was 48 minutes ago. Looks like visibility is about 10 miles. We've got scattered clouds, 90 degrees. Yeah, it's humidity is 31%, not bad, but 30.08 in the barometer, and let's see what it says here. It's about wind is 70 degrees at 8 miles an hour. Okay, so we're okay. All right, so let's go back. Go to pre-flight, and then start this flight. Now, when you start this flight, you should hear a ding, number one, and it's awaiting the engine start with VAFS running. So just go behind that to the ground. Okay, so there we go. Now we're all set. We're keyed into VAFS. So the next step is to actually do our pre-start and our pre-flight and our pre-taxi and our taxi, and lo and behold, maybe our takeoff. But one thing I want to show you is right here. This is the heading, and on the heading behind it, not the little knob, but the one behind it, which goes from 10 to 30. And look here, we're flying at 25 degrees maximum bank. So we should be cool, unless we get into some weird stuff like losing the autopilot or something else. So that's what we need to do. Remember, hazardous and fragile freight. You can't go over 31 degrees bank. Give yourself 6 degrees of safety, and the airplane flies just fine. Okay, so that's where we're at. All right, so the next tutorial, we're going to actually get started, and we'll program the overhead. We'll get that done. You know, we're starting to pull things together here. So, all right, we'll see you at the next one. Don't forget, if you have any tutorials that you would like to see us do, let us know. Or if you have comments or questions, go ahead and send me a PM or put a post down in the video tutorial section of our forum. Okay? See you in a minute.